it's like your best day, and the last one's yours.
Say no difference, look at you now, and baby cut yourself.
Right, here we go. So not the first time I've driven it, but this is the first time I've driven it with everything finished. Yeah. Engine tuned, etc. So I think it's fair to take it straight out on track.
Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed though.
Have you been around Pembrey before?
Never.
Okay. Well, I reckon it's a good spot for this because there's a rallycross track here as well.
That's going to help with the paintwork.
I'm not planning on doing that. Okay. Actually, though, I've just had it ceramic coated by Gtechniq. Which I thought was a great idea. If I took it to the track and started dropping a wheel off to make sure that the paint was protected.
Now that Ben's car's been freshly restored, it's time to give it the full Gtechniq treatment. Before applying any ceramic coating, it's really important to remove any loose dirt and grime by carrying out a deep clean or full decontamination wash. We started by cleaning the wheels and tyres with Gtechniq iron removing wheel paint cleaner and citrus all-purpose cleaner. Next up is using the citrus foam to get rid of that loose dirt and grime, followed by a good wash with a G-Wash shampoo and wash mitt. Before applying any ceramic coating, it's really important to polish the paint to remove any scratches and swirls or other paint imperfections. With the paint looking flawless, it's time to apply Gtechniq Crystal Serum Light, which protects the paint by offering strong resistance against wash chemicals, swirls, and delivers an incredible gloss. Now we're going to apply EXO, which is a hydrophobic topper. EXO delivers incredible being, and when applied over the Crystal Serum Light, offers the best possible dirt repellency you can get from a consumer product. The glass was then coated with G1 Clear Vision Smart Glass, which is a ceramic coating specifically designed for glass. The final step was to coat these amazing wheels with C5 wheel armour. Wheel armour is specifically designed for wheels, and it repels dirt and grime, keeping them cleaner for longer and making maintenance a dream. Now fully coated, this Lancia is ready to hit the road.
You found the imaginary brake pedal on your side?
No, I'm just trying to brace myself on the...
Feel that though?
Yeah. Okay.
A little bit of a pull under braking, but let's see how that manifests in the hairpin. Oh, did you hear that?
Tiny bit of touch on the tyre.
A bit of touching on the rear left, I think.
Yeah.
So this is the hairpin. So I think I would judge from that the ABS isn't working.
I'd say that's an option, isn't it? Yeah.
So that pulling on the brakes, is that because the brakes are pretty much brand new, aren't they?
They are.
What is going on there?
Well, they've literally only been set up on the road, and you're probably pushing them a little bit harder than.
So do you think there's something to do with like ABS servo? I reckon there's something.
Yeah, the ABS.
It would be unlikely that the discs are that much stronger on one side than the other. It's more likely.
You got a bit of pull on one side.
Yeah. So it's sending too much fluid to one of the discs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You do feel it more.
There's a slight delay on the left-hand front, isn't there?
So the flow is uneven, basically. Yeah. That's easy fix, isn't it?
Should be very easy.
Other than that, and me being a hooligan straight away on this poor car, that's absolutely beautiful. But it drives as well as it looks. So I'm just trying to tuck the nose in, and the car's super stable, isn't it?
Extraordinary.
So new suspension. I mean, compared to the 16 valve, that sort of tips around a bit more in the rear, doesn't it? These, they're a bit more planting, still the wider track. But I'd love to...
You've got some slightly different suspension on this as well, the 16 valve suspension. You're going to go with this.
Really?
Well, you've got standard suspension on it, whereas here with your KWs, you've got a little bit more going on.
So do you think, there's a little bit of touching, so we could raise the ride height, that would help maybe make... What I'd love to do is build in some more front grip. So if we raise the rear,
that's a good thing. You're going to get more. You're going to make it a little bit more pointy on the front, won't it?
But I wonder about how just to make the turning more aggressive, and whether that's something we could tune on the suspension.
There's that little squeak again.
I don't like it. So yeah, we'll definitely raise that. Well, they're adjustable dampers, aren't they? So
they are adjustable ride height as well. So yeah,
we can play with that. And it's either going to be a case of sort of loosening the rear, maybe to allow it to roll more, so I can throw it in more. So, but actually, the initial turn in is not that strong. So it's got the anti-roll bar. And I wonder whether we might stiffen the front end to get that turn in by rear to help it roll, and then maybe
And lift the rear out,
Lift the rear.
slightly.
because I feel like I'm scrubbing the front a bit, and I'd love to just carry that little bit of extra through these fast corners.
So you know when you said make me a nice road car,
Yeah.
and this is your first drive car, right?
Yeah.
So you're now criticising the track setup.
This is how I drive, Tank. What did you expect? You know, though, these things are just unshakable, aren't they? For power.
It's extraordinary that you can do this.
Yeah, I mean, when you think that we've boosted the power to what, 285, haven't we, from 220?
Yeah.
And its delivery is just very, very smooth. But it's getting to, is it nearly 60% drive through the rear, but you never really, I mean, I think
It's constantly varying itself, so it's a bit. It depends on what's going on each axle.
yeah.
But its base setup is slightly reversed.
We'd need to be on gravel though, wouldn't we? To really
Yeah, you
feel the
would,
tail
yeah.
start to get it to work. Never going to get it loose on this stuff. I think it's brilliant. For the first running in session, it's fabulous.
Running in.
Yeah, this is running
This
in.
is running in.
This is running in.
I see. You didn't explain that.
Also,
I'm quite glad I did the first 1,000 miles.
I'm very grateful that you did. The Momo wheel also is a great call.
Yeah.
Because that was pretty that was standard on the Evo 2 with its deeper dish, and the Evo 1, which this is, had the standard old-fashioned Lancia wheel.
Yeah, this is slightly deeper than. I think for somebody your size or our size, the Italian ergonomics just don't really work. So you need to have the wheel a little bit further back towards you.
Yeah. It's one of the main reasons I love the Evo 1 is you sit lower, your head's not stuck on that roof lining.
Yeah.
But nice driving position, and then this just really makes it. So you've just got just the wheels that bit closer. Plus they look cool.
They look amazing.
Looks really great.
I'm quite glad I talked you into that actually.
I am as well, and the
And the horn works.
works, which is essential on roundabouts in particular.
Yeah. All Italian cars, that's the first thing you check. Obviously, well, but that's what the Italians do.
But it's not an aggressive path, is it? It's a sort of gentle, you know, get going. I'm late for my coffee. Well, there she is. All right, cool. Well, that's, I mean, I love it. There's, I think, fine tuning is what it's all about, isn't it? Just making it sort of.
Well, this is for an initial setup. This is really quite good. But I'm very pleased with that. I don't know. I hope you are.
Yeah, I'm very pleased. And I'm also delighted you're not sweating. You look very calm.
I'm not sweating. No.
It's almost like he expected it.
I kind of trusted you.
Thanks,
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Bring the satisfaction for me now. Now that you're gone, now that you're gone. Bring the satisfaction for me now. Bring the
Taken an original car, made a few, I think, subtle in-keeping adjustments to it to really bring out the performance and enhance what was originally there, but really respectful of the original DNA. Well, I think a track day full of Lancia owners is the perfect way to christen my new car. That's how High Fidelity was founded, by Lancia owners back in the day, by private owners who got together, who had so much faith in the company. They formed their own group, their own club outside of Lancia, the High Fidelity Group. And when Cesare Fiorio set up his own racing team, not to go against the wishes of the official factory, who'd said, right, we're not going racing, he managed to do it himself, did it privately, and used the HF brand as his name for the team. Basically, the ultimate passion for Lancia was taken outside of the company, and that's kind of what today's all about. We've got some guys here who treat these things rightly, like they're prized possessions, all different shapes and sizes, Evo 1, Evo 2, 16 valve, and that amazing 037. Fantastic to see them all out at the same time. And it's just brilliant getting this car out in its natural environment. Okay, maybe it'd be a rally stage, but there's a rallycross stage here at Pembrey, and you can't deny that Wales is absolutely known for its rally heritage. It's a perfect place for this car to go through its paces. Pembrey is pretty famous for being McLaren's F1 test track from back in the day. Ed Senna's got fastest lap here. I'm not going to be challenging that anytime soon. And my race engineer in Formula 3 was running him back in the day when they put him out, and they sent him out in the wrong direction, but he soon knew he was being duped. Did about one lap, spun the car round, swore at them and took off.
There's a high grip surface, so it's nice to drive. It's quite twisty, so it's demanding to put a lot of effort, physical and mental concentration all the time. But I think for testing is a good circuit.
And yes, I've been a little bit rough with it, but it kind of needs that because you need to find out exactly what niggles are in this thing. It's been restored, really, they've done such an immaculate job with it, eliminated all rust, upgraded the suspension because the original suspension was knackered, and the engine needed that little bit of a whisper to it, just a little kiss, a few fine touches, slight boring out, slightly advanced pistons just to make it sing. Has worked really well. It's got this lovely long linear power, really punchy at the top end, but you don't get quite as much rush from the turbo because there's just more power all the way through the power curve, so you don't get that big knock on the turbo. Thanks to the new PowerFlex bushes made from polyurethane that replaced the decrepit rubber relics dotted around the car, the suspension fits tight to the chassis just like when this car rolled out of the factory. So the car responds precisely to my inputs and there's no mystery rattles or groans. For soundproofing, I've gone with Dynamats, which cancels annoying cabin noises and vibrations. So once I've got the stereo working again, I'll actually be able to hear it or open the window to hear the sweet music of a Group A rally car. And everything's working really well. It just feels like a new car with a couple of niggles. So that's the whole point, putting a few G's through it, leaning on the brake pedal just to feel exactly what's going on. Things like the servo and a few tweaks to the suspension, I think this car's going to be absolutely mint. Well, it's mint, but it's going to be handling exactly the way I want it to. Great thing with Tanc, it's a family business for him. He absolutely loves Italian cars, Lancias in particular, of course. And both his boys work at the company. It's a very small team, a small group of pros who know these cars inside and out. There's really nothing that they don't know about them. And so that really makes it a sort of fine art in terms of getting the most out of them. But for me, obviously, I want to get some performance from this beast. That's what it's built for. And they're just terriers. These things just keep giving. So much grip. You think that this is an early 90s car, it's delivering an absolute ton of grip. I always was interested in what an old hatchback would handle like on a modern tyre. On these Michelins, they're gripping fantastically well. In fact, a little bit too well, which is why I'm going to start manipulating the suspension. Just add in a few little cheeky elements so that I can play with the weight a tiny bit more. But I mean, I feel like a sport brat saying that. The car handles so well, and in a road environment, it's super planted, and now really reliable thanks to the work the guys have done, really going through every little detail and restoring it to such a high grade. Bloody fantastic. And I love seeing it in a pit lane full of other Lancias, all the different colours, just amazing. I think that's the beauty with Italian cars, but again, the Lancia brand in particular, in that they just came up with such unusual colour schemes. The very bright colours, the bright yellow, the red, and also these what you might think were dull colours. I think they pop really well. And this metallic flake on this black car, the Nero, really works well. Really pops in the sun, but it gets quite moody in the shade under cloud and really accentuates the muscular definition you get on an Evo Integrale. Very playful car. Beautiful feel through the steering wheel as well. It's just so analog. It's the whole point of these things, is that you can just feel everything and nothing beeping at me. The great thing with this, I mean, there's been so many decisions and I've agonised over a lot of them. Like, didn't want to spoil what the Delta Integrale was all about. I was really worried if I made any changes from the original car that I'd ruin it, and actually it just hasn't. The love for these things has just grown and grown with this project, and to get my hands on it now, looking the way it does, driving the way it does, it's just absolutely awesome. And yeah, there's a greedy bit that wants to just do a few more tweaks here and there, but really this is so close to the mark, and I'm just really pleased how it's worked out. Tanc's team just something absolutely solid. I love how we've sorted the ergonomics as well, but everything in this car now just looks beautiful and works really, really well. The short throw gear stick, the way the engine's pulling, so linear and beautiful. Sounds fantastic, although I'm not really getting the benefit from that because mostly that's booming out the back, but occasionally I can just hear it bouncing off the walls of this lovely circuit and get a sense of it. It's just giving you the occasional reminder, yes, I'm a rally car, built for this. It's magic. I flat spotted my tyres a little bit with my antics, proving that I don't have any ABS, but that's fine. I can fix that, or I can live with it actually, because actually after a few laps it's probably going to iron out. But you might just notice a little judder at the steering wheel. But it's just fantastic. It's kind of everything I dreamed for and a bit more. And it's just phenomenal feeling the performance of this car and the grip level. A track I know really well. I've done a million laps around here over the years. Pembrey's a fantastic track. You get to see all the fighter jets and the RAF doing their stuff in the skies around here. You've got Pendine Sands, not very far away, where they do the land speed records, or used to back in the day. I actually got a Guinness record there, towing a very brave girl on a wakeboard. So this is a really good haven of speed, Pembrey. And I just always imagined I would bring this car here first. I don't know why, just felt that it really suited it. Being here in Wales, at their centre for speed. Just absolute missile through the fast corners. This wing at the back, which cracks me up on these cars, but actually it does produce downforce. It produces a hell of a lot of drag as well, as I can tell from the fuel gauge, but it's stealthy. The Negro Metallica, absolutely banging, looking gorgeous in the sunlight, beautifully restored. Love it. What next? Well, some tweaking, a few fine adjustments. I've done the Premier Circuit in Wales. Maybe I should take it somewhere else next. So let me know what you think in the comments, where I should take this car, maybe who I should let drive this beast once she's completely dialed in. Would you let Matt Armstrong drive it? I don't know. Alex Kirsten, maybe. Mike Fernie, yes. I think that he's fairly trustworthy. He's mature, Mike. He's fairly mature. Richard Hammond, yes, I think I would. He's let me drive his Subaru, so I think it would only be fair to let him drive my Lancia. I think it'd be interesting actually to put this up against a modern rally DNA model like Hamo's Subaru or the Mitsubishi, and see where it comes in. Actually, yeah, once this is completely fettled and I've made it go as fast as I can make it go handling wise, I'd really like to see what it can do on the stopwatch and actually compare it to something like a modern Subaru. I think I might be pleasantly surprised. Maybe I'm in for a shock, maybe I'm being stupid. Anyway, Tanc, thank you, you're a legend. The car is beautiful, it's fast, comfortable. It's the dog's bollocks, as they say.